Court is back in session and calls number 332-264, case of style State of Texas versus Howard Lee Land Jr. Howard Lee Land Jr. is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Land previously was sworn in, and Mr. Land is represented by Attorney Giles Cole. Attorney Cole has waived the record in Mr. Land's case. Mr. Land, I have before me a document that is titled Information that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about March 15th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Mr. Land, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Land, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir. I don't have any special papers or nothing like that. I apologize for walking on property.
All right. Now, Mr. Land, I have before me a document on a computer tablet that's titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. And this document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Land, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there's also a signature at the bottom of this document above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Land, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, Mr. Land, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Land, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Land, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Cole, go over these documents with you?
Oh, yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Land, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Cole?
No objections.
No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Land, your attorney, Mr. Cole, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation? Are you satisfied with your representation of your attorney?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to make sure everything was in accordance with the law. I had a judge's spin.
Okay. Now, Mr. Land, Mr. Cole, you've advised and counseled Mr. Land. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, not incompetent.
Okay, Mr. Land, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your pleas and waivers are freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
That agreement is 12 days
Oh.
or 10 days. I'm
Yes.
sorry. 10 days, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Land, the state is offering that you serve 10 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. Now, the court cost in this case, Mr. Land, is $327. Mr. Land, will you be able to pay the court cost of $327?
Yes, sir. I need to make not a normal phone call like in the back, but I need help by like one of the sergeants. I need to call my bank and make a legal transaction, however y'all want to do it. Some of my family members don't want to talk to me. Some do, some don't.
So, Mr. Lane, you will be able to pay the court costs?
Yes, sir. It should be in my bank account. I don't know how you want me to give you the money. I flagged the lieutenant like I was told to, or the sergeant. He said,
Okay. Now,
yes,
Mr.
sir.
Land, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Land, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the court. Mr. Land, we'll proceed to your next case. Your next case is cause number 332268. And Mr. Land, the state has filed a information in this case as well. And this information, hold on a minute. And this information alleges that on or about March 20th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Mr. Land, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Land, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily
Yes, sir. Trespass where, sir?
at Walgreens.
Where's this at? Where's this location at? This here in Beaumont?
Hold on a minute.
I'll take the guilty plea.
No, I'm gonna get your information that you asked. Hold on a minute. Oh, so located 3605 College Street. It's at 3605 College Street in Beaumont, Texas, Jefferson County.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Land, now to this charge, how do you plead?
I said guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
No, sir. I'm taking the charges. It's the only way you can get out of here.
Oh, well, Ms. Lane, in that case, I can't go along with with that plea bargain agreement.
If somebody's charging me, I mean, that's the only way, I don't know if I'm fine,
All right.
I got to stay in jail, or
Okay, Mr. Land.
you said I was guilty and I got to take a charge.
Okay, Mr. Land, would you please get the bailiff?
Oh, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we finished with Mr. Land.
Okay.
You could go ahead on and put him back up. I can't follow this plea bargain. And when he said he's not guilty. Okay.
Who would you like now, Judge?
Hold on. Christopher Capps.
Okay.
You can take that one. You don't need that one. Yeah, call him and take that out.
Christopher Capps, Your Honor.
Okay, this is cause, the court is in session in two cases. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jason Christopher Capps. Mr. Capps, is that your full name?
Oh, yes, sir.
Hold on a minute. You said there's an assessment in this file. Okay. Mr. Monty,
Yes, sir.
there's something in this file. We may not be able to do anything with Mr. Capps right now. There's an assessment in the file that has to be reviewed before we can do that. So you can go ahead on and put Mr. Capps back up. And then the next person we got is Erica Colazzo.
Okay, so Mr. Capps can go back to his dorm. We're not gonna do anything with him today.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Colazzo. Erica Colazzo, Your Honor.
Okay. The court is in session and calls number 332238. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Erica Aura Colazzo. Ms. Colazzo, is that your full name?
Yes,
Ms. Colazzo, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Colazzo, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
yes,
Ms. Colazzo, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Colazzo?
I'm all right.
That's good, Ms. Colazzo. I have before me a document that is titled, that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. This information alleges that on or about May 3rd of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault family violence. Ms. Colazzo, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes,
And to this charge, Ms. Colazzo, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
the guilty.
All right. Now, Ms. Colazzo,
Uh-huh.
I also have before me some other documents. First document that I have is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. On page 2 of this document, Ms. Colazzo, there are a set of initials EC that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Ms. Colazzo, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Colazzo, on the third page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you also sign this document?
Yes.
At the top of this same document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Colazzo, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled discovery certification?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one.
Okay, Mr. Cole,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir.
okay, now, Ms. Colazzo, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled discovery certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Colazzo, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Colazzo, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Cole?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Cole, you've advised and counseled Ms. Colazzo. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Colazzo, your attorney, Mr. Cole, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Colazzo, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, and I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor,
And what is that agreement?
50 days. Credit for any time she has.
Okay, I look, it says 60, is it 50? It says 60 on the judgment. Mr. Cole, is the offer 60 days or 50 days?
This is what he requires.
I don't think we have no objections to 50, Your Honor. I think I might have wrote it down wrong.
And that's all
Okay.
right, the state will.
Okay,
the state
50,
will,
it's 50, okay.
honor that.
Okay, so Ms. Collazo, the state is offering that you serve 50 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case, Ms. Collazo, is $327. Ms. Collazo, will you be able to pay the $327 court cost?
Yes,
Okay. Ms. Collazo, I will accept your plea of guilty. And Ms. Collazo, do you understand the state's offer?
yes,
And
am I back, and I get counted back time, sir?
yes, you'll get credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law.
Okay,
And Ms. Collazo, do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms.
And,
Collazo.
and Your Honor, I just wanted to make sure that I apologize, to my mom. And that I formally,
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, Ms. Collazo, the court is going to follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. And Ms. Collazo, pursuant to the Texas Administrative Code, Section 176.1, the court hereby admonishes you of the following, or warns you of the following. Number one, you are by entry of order or judgment ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Number two, beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Number three, under Texas Penal Code Section 46.013A, firearms mean any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have as an integral part a folding knife blade or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. The statutes listed below are a starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.292, Magistrate's Order for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42.0131, Notice for persons convicted of misdemeanors involving family violence. Penal Code, Section 46.02, Unlawful Carrying Weapons. Penal Code, Section 46.04, Unlawful Possession of Firearm. Penal Code, Section 25.07, Violation of certain court orders or conditions of bond in a family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking case. Family Code Section 85.026, warning on protective order. Now, Ms. Collazo, you will get a copy of this order at the jail. This will conclude your case follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir, thank you.
You're welcome.
Last one.
Lee Chambers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just hold on a minute, Mr. Chambers.
Mr. Cole, what do you have on Mr. Chambers for our three?